Hi guys, welcome back to Daily Dreamer. I have lots to talk to you about today. All right, so before we start and before I tell you today's dream, we're going to do things a little bit differently. I was actually asked to do a segment on lucid dreaming, how people can go about trying to attempt if they wanted to start the process. I can only speak and attest to what worked for me and works for me. I have, like I said, always been blessed to be just conscious when I enter that realm. So I will give you some exercises and some things that you can do at the end of the video that might help you start your journey onto this lucid dreaming. But before I do, and before I tell you the dream of what happened last night, I want you to know that I have been playing around with this state of being right before you go to sleep, and they call it hypnagogic state. That state of mind is basically a meditation before you go to bed. It's basically trying to train your brain to be even more conscious before you fall into that REM or that sleep mode, so that you're more aware to start your dreaming process. However, because I am so lucid, that state doesn't really do anything for me outside of give me my visuals. It gives me great waves of distortion in between reality and the dream state, which is so great because when they mesh together, that moment is absolutely wonderful. It's a really cool state to be in, actually. But anyways, okay, so I've been playing around with that state because I want to further my knowledge in that realm. And as I've been doing so, I've noticed that while my body goes to sleep and I'm more consciously awake like I am in meditation, I have noticed that it's also easier in that state to astral travel because I get to look at my body. I've been noticing I usually step outside my body and I look at it sleeping and I go, oh, how peaceful, and then I can choose to go anywhere I want. However, usually because I know what it's like in dreamland, I choose not to astral travel versus going into dream state, because in dream state things are instantly manifested, and astral travel for me requires me having to do something, and I like things cut to the chase, right to the point, right? And nothing like being able to instantly manifest something. So anyways, so that's usually the state I believe that people do that are astral traveling in, is that moment. And kudos to them. I just don't have the patience for it because I just want to go. Okay, but anyways, in this state that I'm playing in, that moment right before you go to sleep, I have learned to start asking questions that I want further guidance on, or questions that I want answers to on a situation that I'm dealing with. And as I'm consciously saying that question, then I allow myself at that point to go ahead and drift off into dreamland. And I usually get all kinds of answers. Well, last night, before I went to bed, I went ahead and I meditated a bit, and I laid down and I had the question on my mind. I am going to be doing a dreamer about lucid dreaming. Is there a message for me to take back to them? Okay, that was the question. What is the message to take back to you guys to help them start their journeys on lucid dreaming? And boy, did my dreams not disappoint. Let me tell you how this one started, okay? As I'm thinking that question in that state, I can see the waves of distortion coming. I'm like, cool, I'm going in, right? And I did. I went in and boom, I'm instantly awake. I wake up, come to, and I am in a car, and my participating self is over here. Now, I don't know if she noticed me or not, because she was driving. We're driving on a street that has become very familiar to me now in the dreamscape realm. I don't know where this street popped up, but it's been popping up a lot. But the street is on a hill. Now, I am not a hill person. Nope, don't like hills. Don't like driving on them, don't like walking on them, don't like them. But I'm on a hill, okay? As she is trying to drive up this hill, which she's going very slow because it looks like there's either an accident ahead or something that is not allowed her to move forward, but not at a standstill. She's just creeping along like 5 miles an hour, if you will. Anyways, I'm watching out the windows and I'm watching the buildings, and the buildings are, they're falling apart. They're falling apart, but where they're falling apart and the dilapidated pieces if you looked at them, you could see that they were filled with toys. Toys. So they were this whole street of these broken buildings and torn down buildings and, wrecked and dilapidated things. They were all kind of stuffed with toys to make them stand up and be okay. But anyways, I can sense she's getting a little frustrated, and I'm just kind of watching what's going out the window. I see a mom come out. I didn't know she was a mom until the kids came out, but I see a woman come out. She's throwing toys in the streets, and the kids are coming back out, and they're trying to scoop them back up. As I watch them, I kind of look over, and what's going through my head was, we're not going anywhere. I'll be back. So I changed the dream at that point. Okay. When I changed the dream, I am now instantly in a doctor's office. All right. So yellow walls behind me. There's a medical bed over here. Right? It's a doctor's office room, as though you're going to be seeing the doctor. And I'm waiting. I'm like, why on earth am I here? How did I manifest this? I changed the dream, but I didn't know what I wanted. So because I didn't specify, random came up, and random did come up. As I'm standing there in that doctor's office, there's a door that slides. Okay, now I kid you not, when the door slid, it absolutely terrified me. And what terrified me was when the door slid open, it was literally Satan himself. Now, I have met this man, this beast, this whatever it is, on more than one occasion in my dreams. The last time that we met, he was extremely disappointed and angry with me because I laughed at him. Okay. I laughed at him, and it just ticked him off to no end. So that's the last time that we parted. So I already know he's not happy with me, because how dare I laugh at him, right? Anyways, when he came in, because the door slid open, he is dressed in this, the best way to describe it, this is why I gotta laugh at the character, because as much as he wants to try to scare me, the initial impact is, it's this guy again, okay? But then this feeling comes over, and this guy is a character because he comes in that 80s or 90s cartoon, Skeletor from He-Man. That's what he kind of was dressed like. Not that he looked like it, but that's what he was dressed like. So he had this purple garb and this, big skeleton head over here, and real dramatic entrance, And after the initial, what is it? And I recognized that it was him. I had to laugh. Okay. And he come in, and I said, I'm supposed to be afraid of you? Because the intimidation was there. And he says, oh no, you're not, I'm not the one for you to be afraid of. Okay. So he turns his back and he's gone. I'm like, well, God, if I'm not supposed to be afraid of you, who am I supposed to be afraid of, right? So I wait just another moment, and then the door slides open. And again, now here comes in, and the best way that I can describe it is a mannequin. Just a mannequin. And a mannequin that has like no male part. So you don't know what it is, but upon entering, I could tell immediately it was a female. The face is what got me, because the face did not match the mannequin body. The mannequin comes in, her face was all weird, very platonic, very androgynous, I guess that's the word. So no features. No features at all. You couldn't really tell outside of the fact that I just knew it was a female. She comes over, she sits down, and I said, you? Am I supposed to be afraid of you? And she says, no. And she just sits down next to me on the medical bed, and I'm like, okay, what are we doing? The door opens again. Now in rolls this entity that is a bit larger, orange in color, not aura, orange in color. The entity comes in, and I said, are you the one I'm supposed to be afraid of? Because now I'm getting a little impatient. I got things I got to do, because I only got so much time. Not that there's really time in dreamland, but however, there's time in 3D land, so I got to make it quick. I said, am I supposed to be afraid of you? And she says, I'm going to say this the way, she says, Bob. And I thought, Barb. And I'm supposed to be afraid of a Barb? And I look at the other lady, and she goes, it's Bob. It's Bob. Bob? Are we looking at a Bob, even though you're a female? I mean, I was all confused at how to enunciate the name. She got so frustrated, and you could tell she's getting more and more angry at me. The way that you said it was Bahab. Okay, so I'm trying every enunciation, but I finally got it. Bob. Okay, that's the name that they wanted to go by. Nonetheless, what this Bob person did was turn around, and immediately there was a stove manifested. It turns around and starts cooking something up on the stove, and I could smell, okay, which I don't hardly ever do in my dreams, but I could smell, and I could sense something was wrong. So she was trying to be my friend, but there was like a guard up, like, and I chose at that point. I was like, you know what? I don't want this experience either. I'm done. Okay, I'm done, man. The dream changed because apparently my subconscious and my dreamland said that's enough. It changed. Now I'm outside the building, a building, in a parking garage. Okay. As I am looking for the car, there is a person standing next to me that apparently is either taking me to or from where I need to go. And I said, I don't know who the person was. I just know it was familiar to me. And I said, where's the car? And they said, over there. So we start to walk. But as we start to walk, there are all these slithering snakes starting to appear. And I'm like, what on earth is going on? They're everywhere. And I said, do you see what I see? And they're like, what are you talking about? I said, the snakes. Do you see the snakes? And they're looking, they said, oh yeah, I see one. One. There was like thousands of them. And I said, well, every time I step, they follow me. So I would move, they would move, right? And they're looking at me, like they're coming for me. And I said, I can't get through this. And they said, well, all we got to do is walk around them or over them. And I said, no, they're cobras. There's no way. And he said, well, I don't know what to tell you. Outside of the car is over there. I'll meet you at the car. Thanks, right? So I'm debating and I'm kind of panicking. Okay, how am I going to do this? Well, if I can instantly manifest out of the doctor's office, I should be able to instantly manifest out of this one. However, I didn't. And I don't know why, but I do know that my spirit guide, who always, without a shadow of a doubt, whenever there is a situation that is shady, could be harmful or hazardous to me, this spirit guide always religiously appears. And that's what happened. He appeared. He literally scooped me up as though, like, you're carrying a dead person, scooped me up, floated over the snakes, and put me down. Pretty cool, right? All right, so I'm super excited. I turn around to thank him, but he's gone. Like he always is. So at that point, okay, I wake up and I go pee and I'm just jotting down the notes because this dream is like for real. So I jot down the notes and I go back. Now, when you go back into dream state, if you want to go back into the dream, what do? We do not focus on words. Words will destroy it. Visuals, that's the key. You have to focus on the visuals. So I close my eyes and I start replaying the dream out. Exactly how it started. Okay? And I get to the point, I fall asleep. Guess what? Where do I wake up? I wake up back in the car in the very beginning of the dream. And I look over and it's my participating self, and now she is livid. And I was like, what is going on? And she's like, well, if I didn't have to go nowhere, I wouldn't have to worry about being there. And I look ahead, and now the traffic has come to a very slow stop. There are nothing but buses in front of her on this hill. She is panicked because as we are going up this hill, she is driving a car that is a stick shift, and she is not comfortable with a stick shift, let alone one on a hill. And so I said, well, just let me drive if you're having a problem. Her response, be my guest. Boom, we switch. Okay. Now I am in the driver's seat and I look up in my rearview mirror and I see that there is another car on her tail, like no room. So what I did was I waited for the buses to get like enough room that I could actually be able to move the car because she was panicked. She was going to hit him. So I wait for them to go. Luckily, they did not honk. They apparently had patience too. And I put it in gear and I slowly start creeping up the hill. And as I slowly start creeping up the hill, I'm thinking, great, we're actually at least moving and keep it in gear and go. There was a slight worry that I was going to hit the car behind me because we were going still a little bit slow. But at that point, it didn't matter. We were going. So I start to go and climb, and what happens? I don't know. I was whisked back to conscious land. What a dream right? I mean, these are like 4 dreams, 5 dreams that I'm having a night, and I know it looks like all one consecutive dream, but I think I got up to pee in between there one extra time. I can't quite remember because it was so impactful of this dream. When I wake up, I was like, wow. I asked one simple question, what the message was that I was supposed to take back to you guys, if there was something they wanted me to tell you. And what did I come up with that dream? Let's go find out, shall we? So what do you think that dream meant? You go ahead and ponder that, and then I'll let you know what their message was for you if you want to start your journey and go into that realm, okay? It's an important one. But for those of you that are just starting to lucid dream or wanting to know how to go about it, there are just a couple of things that I would suggest, at least of what's worked for me. I've always been blessed to be a dreamer from the get-go, so I never really had too many issues to be able to recall anything. But memory is the most important here. My husband, who is a non-dreamer, he is my challenge. I'm going to get that man to lucid dream because he is just straight not a dreamer. And to me, if you don't dream, it panics me because every time I close my eyes, I am fully aware of where I go and what I do. And so to wake up and not have a dream panics me because I don't understand the lapse in time. Like, how did I just check out and wake up 8 hours later with no memory? Right? Memory is very important. Although, if you ask my family, they would find it ironic because they call me a squirrel. They call me a squirrel because in the waking state here, in this 3D realm, I have no memory whatsoever. And they call me squirrel because I can never remember where I put things, what I'm doing. Everything's just so squirrely, But ironically, in that state, I am on it. Right? So memory is very important. So do things that are going to I've not had my cosmic coffee yet, bear with me, to raise your cognitive awareness up. So for instance, say at the end of the day, you're laying in bed. Why don't you start with your memory of what you did for the day? But instead of stating what you've done for the day in the normal way that you would, try doing it backwards. So start from brushing your teeth, taking a shower, then you had dinner, then you had a conversation in the kitchen, and then you brought groceries in, and then you pulled in the garage. I mean, go backwards in your day so that you can build that cognitive state of awareness and consciousness. Playing back and forth that way, both forward and backwards, strengthens your awareness, your conscious ability. Work on a jigsaw puzzle. Those are always great. Sorting pieces and whatnot, and do Tai Chi, dance, do something that's going to sing a song, learn a new song, learn a language, something that's going to stimulate that mind and get it going for you. You want to be able to work on your memory because it's very important. Because if you don't have a memory, you can't really recall what's going on over there to bring it back in this state. So that's the first thing. Memory exercises. The second thing is, and you can look up on the internet plenty of memory exercises that you can do that's going to help you develop this ability or enhance it. I'm not going to get into it because, well, this video is already too long. So secondly, the second thing is that you can always take supplements like mugwort tea. Some people smoke it and they have great results from it. I've never done it, so I don't know. But mugwort tea, I have all kinds of goodies around here, but I can never find them. Like I said, can never find them when you need them. Mugwort tea. My husband and I usually have to split the cup because it is a very earthly taste. So it is one that is acquired. But if you can handle it, by all means, have at it. Assume that all of these things and pointers and advice that I'm giving you has to be done on a regular. They have to be done on a regular. You can't just do it once a day or once a week or, you can't half dabble and then expect the full product to come to you. You've got to do this on a daily basis. You've got to practice this stuff on a daily. The other supplements that you can take, there are some great ones out there that I can't even pronounce. I just actually stumbled upon them, so I haven't reviewed them. I haven't tried them, so I don't want to comment on them. But I will tell you one thing that really works for me. And since I'm already a lucid dreamer, okay, if I'm attesting to this one really works. So it's called Tien Mendong, otherwise known as asparagus root. This to me is the most amazing thing ever. What this does for me is it's like an espresso shot, like a shot of coffee right before I go to bed. And it allows me to be so aware and so alert, as though I'm literally walking with a cup of coffee and I'm taking it all in. The details are amazing. The colors are even more amazing. I mean, Tien Mendong, asparagus root. You can get it anywhere. It's phenomenal. Now, here's the problem with this one, though. Older eyes cannot possibly fathom reading something so small for its required dosage amount. All right, so they even put on here, I imagine, the serving size, because I see numbers, but I don't know what those numbers are. So read the bottle, follow the directions, don't do what I do. My husband panics every time I do this. I am completely opposite of him, which is what makes us work. He's very scientific. I am not. I just kind of assume. I just take a dosage, and that's it. It's sweet, more on the sweet side. Almost so sweet it's bitter, but it's very good. I love it. But it's like my espresso shot for that ramen before bed. That's what I do. I do a shot of that. Okay, so you can take that. One of the other things that you can do, this is a must, have to have your journals. Gotta have a journal. When I first started out, I was like 11, 12 years old, and I remember doing a dream journal. I got a little journal, and I made it my dream journal, and I decorated it and whatnot. And at the time, when I was first aware that I could dream, I dreamt in such detail that I would write pages upon pages of these dreams, wonderful dreams. And then, as life happens, those pages now become like cliff notes, right? And so you have to keep a journal. So take the time, get yourself a journal together, and keep it at your bed, always by your bed. Last night I was really upset. I'll tell you why. Because for the first time in a very long time, I did not have my journal at my bed. And so when I woke up after the third dream, I did not have anything to write it down. So I had to do what you should never do, which was focus on words to be able to recall. Okay, and that's what I had to do. So I quickly gave myself 3 words from each dream that I would remember, so that upon waking the next time, I could recall it. But you never do that, because words always will destroy the visions of the dreams. If you want to get back into dreams, remember what we said. It's always visual, never words. Always start picturing the dream. Okay, once you picture the dream, you can usually jump right back in, at least for me. Anyways, so I had to remember 3 words because I didn't have my journal. That journal was very important. I mean, I had to restock up because I go through them so much. So I have like pads upon pads upon pads for my dreams. That is very important. You have to be able to recall. And here's the thing. If you are having your dream journal sit there and collecting dust because you're not dreaming, you're doing it wrong. Each and every morning you get up, even if you don't dream, you should be writing something. Nothing. My husband did that for a month. And he was like, okay, look at this. Every single day. Nothing. Nope. Still not one. Still waiting. This, that. He was so frustrated because he still didn't have a dream, but yet he was writing. And he said, now I'm just writing, and I don't even know why I'm writing. I'm like, you're in the habit of writing so that when you do have the dream, you can get up and write it down. And once or twice, he actually was able to have a dream where he was like, up, and he wrote. That is very important so that you can recall them later, so that you can interpret them. Okay? You have to be able to interpret them after you recall them, because interpreting them is what's going to help you find out the secrets and your answers to what's going on in this world for you. So it's all a step process. Memory, awareness, your dreams, the writing of them. There are also items out there that you can get that help assist you. For the lucid dreamers out there, I absolutely do not suggest these masks. And the reason being is because if you're already lucid dreaming, these things are like tornado signs. I mean, tornado sounds going off while you're dreaming. I was in the middle of a very good dream, and suddenly it was like the fire alarm went off in the hallway, and the red light came, and it's a red light. It's a red light that's supposed to help wake you up when you're in dream state, so they can predict when you're getting into that dream state. But it was like a red light going off in my dream off to the side, and it was like a whoop, 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 serious alarm. And I'm like, what on earth is that? I wake up, I'm flailing, I'm whipping that mask off like, what's going on, But it turns out it was just the mask trying to wake me up so that I could be conscious in the dream. We tried that once or twice. No, we are way good on that. So if you're a lucid dreamer, that might not work for you. If you're a non-lucid dreamer, my husband did try it. He did program it. Nothing really for him either. And so he is my challenge. We're going to get that man to dream. But, doing exercises like that to get you prepared for that dream world is going to be nothing but beneficial for you. I'll tell you, there are all kinds of different dreams out there. I have been having dreams since I was 12 and 13. I've got dreams from back, that haven't been destroyed. The earliest was like 91, and look at this. I mean, I've got details. If you can recall your dreams and you go back and you look at them, you'll find that you have different types of dreams. There are premonition dreams. There are astral dreams. There are dreams just to play. There are dreams that bring warning signs. There are dreams that give you answers. There are all types of different dreams. When you first start lucid dreaming, you go through all these exercises and you do actually have a dream. Write down whatever word comes to you, whatever you can recall. Because it's just building that connection, building that strength, building that memory. And you'll find that you'll be able to interpret your dreams as well to find out what kind of dreams you're having and change your lifestyle. In that realm, you can have the most amazing and abundant lifestyle at a whim. Because everything there, the one thing I love about there is that everything is instantly manifested. No matter what it is you want. If you want a certain feeling, if you want a certain object, if you want a certain place to go to, you can instantly manifest it and it is there. That's what I love about that realm. And once you're able to start waking up to that realm, you can find true freedom. I think it was Albert Einstein, along with many others like Tesla, Young, they loved to play in that hypnagogic state, that state right before sleep. I think it was Albert Einstein who actually would every night fall asleep with the metal balls in his hand. And as he would drift off to sleep, right before that sleep, his hand would relax enough, the balls would drop, and it would jolt him awake. Okay, to consciously train him into that hypnagogic state. The thing that I do appreciate about that hypnagogic state is being able to be conscious enough that I can ask my question in regards to what it is that I want further insight into. And I almost always get my answer. So when I asked for the answer last night, what is it that you want me to bring back to them? After I discussed, what worked for me in journaling and whatnot for dreams, this was the answer that came back out of that dream. In that realm, you have to be able to have confidence in yourself. In that realm, they want you to know, never ever doubt your gut instinct. When you doubt your gut instinct in that realm, or if you do not have confidence, folks, they want you to know they will take advantage of you. I was presented with a bunch of different challenges, scary situations. They love to come mess with me sometimes, but they also, at the same token, it's kind of like, it's funny because they already know that I know about them. So it's more like, well, let's go hang out with her. Let's go change up her dream for a minute. But if you do not have the confidence in yourself in that realm, you will get lost. And negative energies will seek you out. And they will leech upon you if you do not know what you are doing. Or at least show that you don't have a clue. So when you enter in that realm, okay, after you do your exercises, don't for 1 second doubt your gut instinct in that realm. If it seems shady, if you see a shady character, if you start having a bad nightmare, you change it. But that comes later because that takes time. Just don't doubt your gut instinct for that survival in that realm. Go with it. Don't ever question. That's the message they want me to bring back to you. So guys, just like in this world, you don't ever want to doubt your gut instinct because it can lead you awry. As like Edgar Allan Poe once said, all that we are, all that we see and seem is nothing but a dream within a dream. Folks, until next dream, many blessings to you and thanks for joining me for this Daily Dreamer.